work with no regretting. And that's all profit.
Done did it again on the hater, man. I don't think they were ready for this one.
They gave y'all the blueprint, man. Just get up and go get your bag. That's how you gotta do it. All hustle, no love. You gotta work for this one.
What's up, traders? It's your boy Ace Boogie coming to you live and direct. Hope you're having a great day today. I want to recap a pattern that I see every day that I look for every single day. That's very, 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 very profitable. This pattern is the first green day pattern, but more specifically, the 1500-hour high of day breakout on a stock having its first green day with volume. So here's JCPNQ. It's a 5-minute chart, and you can see here the chart pattern. It's beautiful. The stock was doing nothing. It was doing absolutely nothing until about 1300 hours, about 1 o'clock. And then it had news that came out. It was a catalyst that JCP was going to be bought by his, what is it? Not their lenders, the landlords. Yeah, the people who own the property of all the JC Penney's was going to reinvest back into the company, which is a good thing. And it spiked off of that. And once it spiked up, it was basically in consolidation. And one thing you got to remember is stocks that spike often spike more, especially when people haven't seen the news. A lot of these penny stocks, it takes a long time for the news to get out there. And if you are early enough, you can benefit from the initial spike. But even if you're not getting in on the initial spike, there's still room for profits because stocks that spike often spike more. But here is what I really want to talk about today. It's the 1500-hour breakout. So stock spiked up to about 28 and a half cents, topped out here and came back down and was just consolidating for the next couple of hours. But look what happens right at 1500 hours. So right at 3 o'clock, when power hour starts, the volume starts coming back in, and the volume actually matches the same amount of volume it had um, whenever it initially spiked. So that's really telling you that the buyers are coming back into the stock. Not to mention all of the technical analysis that you can use by identifying that the stock, even though it's in consolidation, it's in an uptrend consolidation due to the higher lows. You can see it tightening up to the upside, getting closer to that higher day area, squeezing closer and tightening up its range. And once it gets to a point where there's no room to come down anymore, um, to maintain trend, it's going to break out. And when that does happen, you can see the amount of volume that comes through. So JCP and Q had massive amounts of volume, um, just because really it was a 20-cent stock at the time, but still over 4 million shares traded um, right here alone. And as you can see, once it breaks out over that higher day, ideally in the 1500 hour, um, it usually runs to close. Not every time it's going to run 40%. I believe it ran 40% this time because there's really no near-term resistance from previous days um, back here, so it had room to run. So that's one example of this 1500-hour breakout that you need to be looking for every single day. You don't even have to watch the markets at 9:30 a.m. when all the chaos happens. Just come back to the markets around 2:30, 2:45, and find out which stocks are forming this pattern because this pattern will make you money every day. Case in point right here. Today, trading H in I forgot what it is. Hold on, let me zoom in. HNCKF, and it's having that same pattern. So HNCKF, spiked up today, put in the top right at a buck 47, just under the half dollar level at $1.50. And basically came down, consolidated, bounced up off of VWAP support. And, I saw this pattern getting ready to happen. So I took entry right here. I thought, with the volume spike right at 1500 hours, it was going to test these highs, but, it took a little bit longer. It sold off again and bounced, but still maintained a higher low trend, just like JCPNQ, and eventually ended up curling up and breaking out over the higher day, and going on to make new highs, with massive amounts of volume coming in, more than it had before on this initial spike. It met and exceeded that volume on the initial spike, and it broke over that key half-dollar area at a buck 50. So JCP and Q, this one ran 40% after the breakout. Massive move, but it was no near-term resistance. Um, with the stock that I'm in today, HNCKF, there's resistance back from the previous day, but just running from, let's say, the breakout area to that resistance area is still about 25%. So I aim for 8 to 18% on trades. So I can definitely squeeze out 8 to 18% with the 25% window from the breakout. And just think, if it breaks out above this, buck 84, buck 85 area, there's really no other resistance beyond that. So really looking for the major daily breakout, set up for it. So volume starting to come back in. And if it can get back to these levels, it'll be great. If it can break out over these levels, it'll be even awesome. But that's my analysis on the first green day, 1500-hour breakout. You need to be looking for these every single day, because they will pay you every single day. Simple factors to look for: stop puts in the top somewhere around the morning, um, mid to late morning, comes down, holds an intraday support level, ideally at VWAP or around VWAP. This is also a great entry for you midday traders. I choose not to really trade midday. And from that intraday support, it goes on to, trend up with higher lows, and eventually around the 1500 hour, either, at the 1500 hour or sometime in that power hour, it breaks over that higher day and goes on to make new highs towards the close. And my intent is to either sell into a gap up morning spike, depending on how it acts near the current resistance area. So that was just a quick overview. Hopefully you found something of value looking at this pattern, and just know that this happens almost every day. So look for the right stuff, know what you're looking for, trade what you know, and watch your account grow. This is Ace Boogie 2488 signing out.